Monk Mode Guide for your breakthrough in 2022. Have you ever asked yourself the honest question, what is preventing me from massive success? Have you ever felt pulled in so many different directions that focusing on your own personal development just feels impossible? Are you the type of person that seems to do everything but nothing really seems to work? Then I have a solution for you, Monk Mode. Before we dive deep in this concept, make sure you subscribe to this channel and support this movement that would change the life of a million men. What is Monk Mode? Monk Mode is a period of enhanced focus, discipline, and productivity where you commit yourself to completing a goal. In Monk Mode, you take it upon yourself to adopt the isolation and self-discipline practices of monks. In modern times, being in a monk-like state has been made famous for self-improvement. It is described as an attempt to cope with denying ourselves of all situations and activities by gaining control of our emotional state while pursuing our goals for growth. For thousands of years, monks of various philosophical and religious belief systems have withdrawn from the world so that they can hyper-focus on specific goals, achieving enlightenment, serving a higher power, eliminating vice, growing in virtue. 9 tips for how to benefit from Monk Mode. Number 1. Know why you are going to enter Monk Mode. Before you decide to enter Monk Mode, ask yourself what your goals are. What do you hope to achieve by setting other people aside in order to work on yourself? Here are some of the reasons people decide that now is the right time for going monk. Reset mental state. Every day, life demands that we remain in a constant state of movement. We flit from one meeting to the next. In between professional or social engagements, we scroll on our phones. Monk Mode allows us the opportunity to slow down, reset our mental faculties, and focus on growing our sense of self. Achieve a big goal. Maybe you have a really important goal that has just been impossible to make good progress on. You want to write a book, launch a business, or get yourself in peak physical condition, but the constant demands of life make it really hard to find the time. When you engage Monk Mode, you cut out so many social and physical distractions that it will become much easier to work towards your big goals. Break free of addictions or bad habits. We all have our weaknesses. And sometimes, those weaknesses become bad habits or even dangerous addictions. Whether you struggle with pornography, alcohol, or more, the mental reset and focus on inner self that comes with Monk Mode will make it the opportune time to finally overcome your toughest addictions. Number 2. Be prepared for the challenge. I hope that my video fills you with energy, excitement, and motivation to dive headfirst into Monk Mode. However, I do want you to realize that motivation is fleeting. You've probably experienced this if you have ever made a New Year's resolution only to backpedal on it within a few weeks or even days. Once the hardships of Monk Mode truly present themselves, and your motivation runs dry, you will be tempted to go back to life as usual. That being said, here are some of the challenges that you need to consider today so that you'll be prepared when they present themselves months down the line. The need for stimulation, mental, physical, social and otherwise. Pessimism or malaise resulting from prolonged isolation. Pushback from friends and family. Number 3. Choose your Monk Mode time frame. Going monk can be a short-term adjustment or it can be a lifelong pursuit. It really depends on you, your obligations to other people, and the goals you want to achieve. So before you start, you should establish the time parameters of your Monk Mode journey. Here are a few guidelines to consider. Stay in Monk Mode for at least 1 month. Any less time than this isn't enough to get used to the system or achieve any benefits. Ideally, a better minimum is 3 months, but that's not always possible for people to commit to. Set enough time to achieve your goal. If you are going monk so that you can accomplish one of your big goals like writing a novel, you need to set aside enough time to actually take great strides towards it. Number 4. Get others on board. Don't isolate yourself in isolation. Really, what I mean is that you can't neglect your responsibilities in life. There are people in your life who love and rely on you. So before going into Monk Mode, you do have a responsibility to let them know what you are doing and to tie up any loose ends. For example, going full monk is likely impossible if you are married. But, you may be able to arrange with your spouse several hours per day of complete, personal isolation. Number 5. Severely restrict social media and other electronic communications. Social media is perhaps the biggest distraction of the 21st century. Whether you're checking out the latest new thing or staying up to date on world events, you could literally spend your entire life browsing and never see a fraction of the content out there. That's why you absolutely must restrict your social media engagement. One of the easiest ways to do this is to simply delete them from your phone. They are much less habitual when accessed from a computer. However, You also need to set a rule to limit your usage, like I will only spend 30 minutes each day across all networks. Number 6. Cut out pointless noise. Monk mode is all about enhancing your sense of the self. Unfortunately, our brains hate silence. When we are alone with the self, we are forced to confront our fears, anxieties, vices, and bad habits. So how do we distract ourselves? With pointless noise. Like it or not, cutting out activities that are really just noise is the only way to truly look inward. It's going to be hard work, but if you value the state of your mind and are serious about monk mode, it will be worth it. Number 7. Engage in meaningful reading. So, you have emptied your mind of needless distraction and freed up your schedule. So now what? Well, monk mode is ideal for meaningful reading. And no, I'm not talking about catching up on that 15-book series that you've been putting off for months. I'm talking about spending long hours on the types of self-improvement books that will help you transform into a different person. Read books that help you learn new skills. Read a blog that is written by a person who you aspire to be like. Number 8. Practice daily meditation. Perhaps the most iconic part of life as a monk is meditation. The real trick to meditation is simply practice. When you start monk mode, you should set aside at least 15 minutes every day, ideally in the morning, for meditation. As you get deeper into your life as a monk, you may want to increase the length of your sessions. So what do you do during meditation? Simply sit in quietness and let things come and go from your mind. People often feel the need to fight back against distractions. But they will come, with or without you. The best approach is simply to sit, be aware of your thoughts and emotions, and enjoy the quiet. Once you've established a habit of daily meditation and stuck to it for at least a month, then you may be ready to seek out guidance on how to get better at it. But the hardest part for most people is simply making it a routine. Number 9. Schedule time for deep work. As I mentioned already, monk mode gives you a chance to work towards lofty goals. So be sure to add a deep work session or two to your daily schedule. These are several hours during which your only focus is to take massive action on one of the things that you value most. This is when you write that novel. This is when you build your business. Your mind is free of distraction and your life is your own to direct. These deep work sessions are your chance to make the most of monk mode. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.